Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Fragrance Friday, where we just smell amazing every Friday. I like to smell amazing most days, but today's Friday. Hello and welcome everybody. If you do like these types of videos, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, not only do we do Fragrance Friday, on Mondays we do Mani Mondays where we talk about everything to do with nails. And on Wednesdays is Wax Wednesdays. We have lots of Bath & Body Works hauls and home fragrance hauls, but I also like to do chatty little videos like Get Ready With Me's, Trash Talk, and yes, I have a mug collection coming from Starbucks eventually. I'm kind of glad I put it off because my husband's away right now and I think he's got at least one mug and maybe two more mugs to add to my collection. I'm procrastinating for a reason. And before we get started, I always like to share with you guys what I have all over my lips and on my nails, because if I don't, you do always ask. On my nails is one of my polish pickups from March of 2024. This one's from Alchemy Lacquers in Stiff as a Board. It's a beautiful color. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's chipping a little bit because it's my last day wearing it. I tend to do that a lot. And I have 3 items all over my lips because I splurged today and added an extra layer, an extra step. That extra step today was a lip liner in Soar by MAC. This is what I have lined on my lips, and it's one of the top colors I think MAC sells, period. And on my lips, I have Very Victoria from Charlotte Tilbury, a beautiful color, another cult classic. So that was perfect to pair these up together. But on top of that, quite literally, I have the Lifter Gloss by Maybelline in the color 04 Silk. So that's what's all over my lips. Vanilla is my favorite note in fragrance. And I'd say in general, most people would say the same. We're basic vanilla ice cream people. No, we love vanilla with all sorts of things layered into it. And I have 19 fragrances from my collection that I'm going to rank from worst to best. Starting off with the last place, if you're not familiar with my channel, is Devotion. This is very controversial. It's quite popular. I do not enjoy this one nearly as much as another one, which I did compare it, and we'll put a video further into this video so you can see my comparisons. I think what it is for me, my body doesn't like lemon. My body just turns lemon and makes it very sour. And with vanilla, it almost makes it sour milk lemon, not a good lemon. So I don't enjoy this at all. It is well loved in the community. It came out with the one I'm talking about, which we'll talk about later. Around the same time, there's definitely competitors here, and they were also competing with their intense versions this year, which again, I will get to shortly. Second to last place is a fragrance I haven't even shared with you guys that I did pick up, and I wasn't really that enthusiastic with it. Now, I do watch a lot of people on YouTube. I really find a focus, and I hope you guys do with me, if we have the same nose. I really respect those who have similar nose to mine and similar preferences. I should have known, but I am glad. I'm getting smarter. I only got a travel size in Afternoon Delight by Replica. This is a fragrance that just came out not that long ago. It was so hyped up. The photographs of cookies and beautiful mandolin cookies and just vanilla. Everyone was just gushing over this because it's great to see vanilla is having a comeback where it is the most prominent note of fragrance in these new fragrances. Unfortunately for me, I didn't like this one at all. I actually felt like it was, I think it's a mandolin. It was almost sugar cookie, but not in a good way. Not burnt, but not the greatest sugar cookie, if that makes any sense. It wasn't quite the gourmand I was expecting. And as you guys will see as we get deeper into this list, the gourmand is like my favorite. If I can smell like vanilla pudding, I would totally do that. This did not give me that, and it didn't actually last very long, which I was quite sad about. So I'm getting smarter, only purchasing the travel size, but it's definitely down there on my list. Next up, near the bottom of the pile, it's not because I don't love this fragrance. I wanted more vanilla out of this, and again, what I was just saying with all these new releases in this last 4 or 5 months, vanilla seems to be the heavy hitter. This one is a beautiful summer scent, but I'd say more of a fresh with a little bit of vanilla in the backdrop. I, of course, love vanilla to be the forefront with everything else kind of meshing with it beautifully. I do like this one. I don't dislike it at all. Unlike the other two, which didn't do anything for me. Just feel like this was meant to be more vanilla. And I wonder if over time it may mature and maybe that vanilla will stand out a little bit more. Gorgeous Orchid by Gucci Flora is just not my favorite. And again, I wish there was a little bit more vanilla. However, this is a great fragrance for the summertime. I do enjoy and appreciate this fragrance. Unfortunately, it's just not my favorite for vanilla because there's really not a lot of vanilla in it. Next up, we have another fragrance that I do enjoy, and I only just got this in my collection like half a year ago, so keep that in mind. I've been just slowly trying it out. Not enough vanilla for me in this list of vanillas, as you guys will see as we get closer and closer to my top. This is near the bottom because there's just not as much vanilla. This is from Aqua Allegoria. This is the scent Forte Mandarin Basilic. And I do really, really love this fragrance. I do really love this line from Guerlain. And it's beautiful. There's a little bit of vanilla. We're creeping up into a little bit more and a little bit more as we go through the list of fragrances. I do enjoy this fragrance. However, I don't feel like there's as much vanilla in here. This is a great combination, however. I'm very happy to have this in my collection, but it just doesn't have the most amount of vanilla in it. Now, something that has a lot of vanilla in it, but it's near the bottom of the list. It's not because I don't like it. The first two I share with you guys are ones I don't like. Everything else I love very much. I'm just placing them in the list of how strong is your vanilla. This one is supposed to be vanilla. In fact, it's an intense version of something we will talk about later on, which definitely is near my top. Burberry's Goddess Intense. Now, the reason why this is near the bottom, I love this one. It is not because I dislike it. This is super strong. You need one spray and you are good. It is actually really close to niche worthy. Like the prices are already niche with designer fragrances, but the fact that this lasts so long, this is mostly patchouli and then vanilla. So the patchouli actually kind of boasts it and makes it really loud and proud. The vanilla is a little demure and a little bit more mindful versus the original, which we will talk about further on in this list. I do, however, really love this one for the evenings. I think this is a great date night fragrance. Great layering piece. So if you have another vanilla that you want to add to it, do it. And that patchouli is going to make it last super long. A very wonderful, inexpensive pick is from Mixbar, and this is in the Vanilla Bourbon. This you can get at Target or Target. This is something my friend was able to send me. I love this one. For how inexpensive this is so beautiful and it lasts a long time. Fragrances are just creeping up there. Not even creeping, they're like skyrocketing. It's like Elon Musk is sending them to the moon. This is beautiful. It's sweet. If you love gourmands and maybe a little ooey gooey sweetness on your body. I don't like this in home fragrance, but on me, I love it because my body temperature and my chemistry warms fragrances up. It just makes it better in my opinion. I love this one. And again, for I think under $30 US, you guys can find this again at Target. There might be some other places, but of course in Canada, we don't have these. Although in Canada, you can probably find these at Winners. I've been seeing a lot of people posting about finding these at Winners. So the next two are just small travel sizes, but I love them very much. The first one is from the Seven Virtues. This is in Vanilla Woods. Only reason why I've had this so long and you don't see as much of a dent on it is because it's a rollerball and I don't do rollerballs well. I just don't use them as much. The other downfall to this one is its longevity or lack thereof. This is a beautiful vanilla scent and I'm glad I have it in the travel size. It's a great traveling companion for fragrance and I might be taking this on my trip that I have planned this spring, which if you follow our travel channel, we'll be making an announcement maybe in the new year. And these types of bottles are perfect for traveling with. I think they don't take up a lot of space. This is a beautiful fragrance that has pear note in it, has vanilla, there's some warmth in it, some sugariness. Definitely a gourmand vanilla. So if you like that kind of scent, definitely try the Seven Virtues Vanilla Woods. The next fragrance, I wish we still had this company, this house in our country, but apparently all of North America, they're like, we're not going to sell to you guys anymore. We're only going to be in Europe. And that is the Atelier fragrances. Vanille Insensé by Atelier's Cologne is the fragrance I'm talking about. This is a beautiful fragrance that is a full bottle worthy, if you ask me. I love this one so much. My old boss, Marie-Hélène, if you're watching, she loved this on me so much that I ended up gifting her. It was right before the company they just made an announcement saying we're not going to be selling in North America anymore. So I bought her one of these for Christmas. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's such a feminine vanilla. That's how I can basically say there's a warmthness to it. There's a coziness to it. It's not a syrupy vanilla. Some floral notes in there as well. It's just a gorgeous scent. If I ever go to Europe again, I'm definitely looking for this brand. Something that is on my current perfume tray, which I will list above, in the Viva La Juicy Couture Gold Couture. This is a fabulous fragrance. This is one of only 2 of the Juicy Couture fragrances I still have left in my collection. This is a fabulous nighttime fragrance. It's sexy. It's sultry. There's a darkness about it in such a good way. It's definitely a nighttime fragrance. And for a designer fragrance, it does last a long time. Is the bottle juvenile? a little bit. That's kind of like their shtick. This one is your vanilla powerhouse. The gold is your best bet if you want to smell a lot of vanilla. It's beautiful. It's sexy nighttime fragrances. Bedtime fragrance. Newer to my collection and something that I want to say you either liked it or you didn't. Very polarizing. This is the Vanilla Bourbon by Nest. This is my very first Nest fragrance that I've purchased a full bottle of. It's absolutely gorgeous. The thing is with this one, and I think again, when we were getting all these vanilla releases, people were really feeling that there should have been more vanilla in here, more gourmand. A lot of people were getting a bit let down. However, with me and my body chemistry, yes, there's a bit of floral, very deep floral to this, but the vanilla with my body chemistry, it's sexy and sultry and nighttime, slightly powdery, which is saying something. I'm not a powder girl. I don't like powder fragrances, but this, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. If you can get your hands on a sample, I know on Sephora, sometimes you'll see something like this up for a sample. Grab it, see if you like it. It's free, that kind of thing, or for some points. But it's a great fragrance to try. I really enjoyed that. It seemed to be very polarizing. If you like a lactonic, creamy whipped cream with a little dollop of vanilla in there, but that vanilla sure comes out when your body chemistry sucks it in and warms it right up, you're gonna like this next one. This is from Philosophy in the Fresh Cream, and they do have a fresh cream and cashmere, which I do also enjoy, but I do love this one so much. This is like the most lactonic fragrance I have in my collection. I remember working at Starbucks, we would make whipped cream. We would obviously put it in the charger in the bottle, but you always added vanilla syrup to it. You would add a couple pumps of vanilla syrup, then the whipped cream, and then you let the charger do its thing. This is like seriously whipped cream on Christmas morning. I don't know, Christmas dinner, I don't know, all day, whatever you want. This is looking up the most decadent whipped cream. I genuinely love this. It's also, as you can see, probably one of the most used fragrances from the vanillas I'm sharing with you. I've had it for a while. This is very comforting. I find this when I feel like I need to be comforted, and fragrance does do that for me. And I know I'm not alone in that respect. This is one of the fragrances I reach for when I feel like I need to be a little bit more comforted for whatever reason. I love this one. Again, so good. Another fragrance I absolutely love, it's my favorite one from this entire brand. It also is such a beautiful, comforting fragrance, is from Kayali, and this is Vanilla 28. For those of you who like vanilla fragrances like I do, look at how dark and juicy the juice looks in this. The darker the juice when it is vanilla based, perfection. I love when they macerate and they just get better and better. It's like marinating for years. I've had this one for 4 years. Brown sugar, a little bit of butter, straight up like the vanilla you bake with. Like you open the cap and you're like, oh, you're intoxicated by that smell. Oh, that's this one here. And you know what? I'm going to say this. The sprayer on this is by far one of the best sprayers I have in my entire collection. I love that mist. It just, it's so delicious and so delightful. I want to lick the air with this. It's so good. Such a great layering piece as well. So for example, as earlier I was saying, something that has a little less vanilla, but you still like it, add a little more vanilla to it. And that's a great layering combo. All right, up next we have from Commodity Milk. This is the Scent Space of Expressive. This is one of the times I have told myself after getting a sample, I'm going to get a full bottle. Now, I haven't yet because these are not cheap. What is up with fragrances on Sephora? Holy cow. This is like seriously like over $200 Canadian for a bottle. So I really do love it. Basically from the Philosophy Fresh Cream and onwards, I'd say these are definitely wintertime fragrances. They're thicker and just beautiful for those cold months. Whereas the last few before that were definitely beautiful for winter, but great for fall. This is starting to get to the point where it's getting super thick, super rich, super creamy, and potent. And you want to wear that to go out for dinner. This is gorgeous. Again, slightly lactonic, but it's beautiful. I got this as a free sample. I really enjoy this. I still want to buy a full bottle. I just haven't like broken down to get it yet, but I will. This is such a great fragrance. I think Commodity is great. I think they do wonderful fragrances, and they do have 3 different tiers or 3 different levels of fragrance. They have one that's like, you know, just more subdued, demure, word of the century. Then you have this one here, expressive, which is a little bit more bold. And then you have the bold one, which is extremely strong. They all have kind of similar scent notes because of the percentages of each of the scents in each level. It does change the dynamics of each of them. This is such a great one. I think I prefer the expressive on this one more than the bold. The next few, they're not all niche, but there's quite a few. And the first niche fragrance, yeah, pretty much that we're gonna be talking about. I love this one for summer. It's sexy. It has vanilla. It has sandalwood. It just smells like you are a rich bee and you are having the best life ever. And I find myself wearing this for any occasion. I've been to retirements, I've been to weddings, I have just been gone out for dinner, been with friends, been at home. I wear this as much as I possibly can. This is Nichoné's 100 Silent Ways. And I know it doesn't look like I have like used much of it. Only need 1 or 2 sprays and you're good. And I do have quite the collection. This is one of my most used, most reach for fragrances for the summer months. I get complimented by men all the time when I wear this. And I'm not talking like, ew, that's sick, that's gross, he's just trying to pick you up. No, I'm talking about like friends. Like I will specifically wear this to a function knowing that certain people like really love that smell on me last time. I'm going to wear it again because I know when I give you a hug, you're going to love that smell. And it's so good. It's one of my favorites. I realize how much I love vanilla and sandalwood together. This is a beautiful, beautiful blend. And it is niche, but you can find it on fragrancebuy.ca for a lot less money. It's where I get all of mine. They don't know who I am. This is not a sponsored video, but fragrancebuy.ca, it's out of Canada. It's beautiful. Nichoné, one of my top favorite niche brands ever. Okay, so earlier I was talking about expressive. This is the OG. This is Goddess. We're going to be talking about Goddess, the original, the OG, the most beautiful vanilla from a designer that I've smelt in a while. This can be multi-use because not only does it have vanilla, but it has a wonderful lavender. It's not too strong a lavender. Too strong of lavender, like herbal lavender, I don't do well with. But the nice, sweet creaminess of the vanilla in this one really, really sweetens up that lavender. I wear it to bed. I wear it to go out to the grocery store. I wear it home. I wear it to go out for dinner, to go to a friend's place. It doesn't matter. This is a scent that I have worn quite a bit. And again, like I've had it for a bit, but I have quite the collection. I try to rotate my fragrances as well, try to give love to everything, but this is one of my favorites. I will link the video above where I did compare this one to Devotion, which again, these are the competing companies. They both came out with their fragrances within about 2-3 weeks of each other this year in summer of 2024. They also both came out with their own intense version as well. So there was an intense version to Goddess as well as Devotion. I have not got my nose on the Devotion's intense. I'm not going to purchase that one. If I can get it as a sample, I would absolutely pick that up. I want to give it a try. This, however, is probably one of the best vanillas. Again, you can wear it for anytime. It does actually last on my skin, which is saying something because my skin eats up fragrances, but I love it and you can use it, wear it to bed. It's super soothing and it's not ooey gooey rich vanilla like it's gonna be too strong. It's not an overpowering lavender where you're gonna be like awake going, I know lavender is supposed to be like relaxing, but this is so strong, I can't go to sleep. You're like, all I can smell is lavender. We are at the top 4 of my little vanilla roundup here. And in 4th place is another special perfume that when I wore this and my old boss, Mary Ellen, she loves vanillas like I do. She's like, oh my God, she knows expensive taste. Like that girl, she's got good taste. She's like, that smells really good. We were working one day and she's like, that smells really good. What is that? It's probably expensive. I'm like, it's vanilla. And yeah, this is Maison Francis Kurkdjian Paris in Gentle Fluidity Gold. And this is a powerhouse niche fragrance. Now, this is hard to find on a gray market. I bought this full price. I love this one so much. This is sophisticated, really important dates. If you get married in the winter, I think this would be a beautiful fragrance to wear in the winter time. Now they have a fluidity gold, which is this, as well as a silver. The silver I don't get on with as well. What it is that there's always the pyramid top, mid, and base notes of a fragrance. They have the same fragrance notes, but where all the fragrances are in that pyramid are just jumbled up. So that's why I love this one. The other one's not bad. It's just I'm not going to spend $200+ for a 30 ml bottle. This I love. I need one spray. That's another thing with niche. You get what you pay for. You spray it once and it's on there. And if you don't wash your clothes and you go to pick up that jacket again to wear out a few days later or a week later, you're going to smell this on your jacket. It is so delicious. Oh, it's a beautiful vanilla fragrance. You guys will love this. If you can get your nose on this one, get your nose on it. This is a niche brand, but it's not expensive. You can find this on Sephora. But I would avoid Sephora because you can get this on fragrancebuy.ca for like half the price. And it's legit. That's how I got all of mine. From Comptoir Pacific, we have Blvd Co, which is like their basic vanilla. They have a lot of their fragrances where they have vanilla blended with something, like the apricot one is probably my second favorite one. I fell in love with this after this past summer. Summer of 2024, I had this on my tray. Trays are great. I'm realizing trays are wonderful. I'll try to link a video to my last tray that I did for fall. This, I found myself reaching for constantly. You want a gourmand. You want an ooey gooey. You want to smell like a vanilla pod. This is it. She is so good, beautiful, long lasting, and not expensive. I can get this on fragrancebuy.ca for 65 Canadian dollars. And Sephora, it's like $120. They upped their price not that long ago. So it's like half the price. And if you're in the States, that $65 Canadian is like 40 for you. So 40 US dollars. A great brand. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's a beautiful niche brand that's very affordable. And this is the best vanilla in my opinion. In second place, we have the Le Parfum Black Opium. I picked this up after receiving a sample size or purchasing. I can't remember if I purchased it or received it. I took it with me when we went to Germany and Czech Republic, and I fell in love with it. And my friends who were with me were like, oh my God, it smells amazing. Again, if you love a gourmand vanilla and just a little something extra, a little bit musky, but not heavy musk, because I don't do heavy musk. I feel like there's just a beautiful balance, but the vanilla in this, oh my gosh. It's sweet, sophisticated, lick the air worthy. I don't know how else to describe this one because I love this one so much. I fell in love with it. I bought the full bottle. I plan on wearing a lot of her in the winter time as the weather gets darker and colder and shorter. I do find myself wearing these types of vanillas that are super strong, super powerful, thick, beautiful, last a long time on me, which is really important so I don't have to keep respraying. This one is so, so good, you guys. If you can get your hands on a sample, do so. Black Opium's Le Parfum, definitely give it a shot. The last one is not going to surprise any of you, especially if you've been around my channel since 2020. I love this one. Thank you to my friend Emmy. I will link her channel below. She sent me a sample of this and I fell in love. I also found out that through time, this particular perfumer is my favorite of all time because I own like 5 of hers, not really half the time knowing that she was even the perfumer or the nose behind the fragrance. Cécile Zarokian's Endy by Nishane. I should say it is Nishane's brand in their scent Endy, and the perfumer is Cécile Zarokian. You guys, this is like, if I could only have one vanilla for life, this would be it. I just love it. It starts off with a ginger like blast. So it's bright, it's green, it's spicy. Then it rolls into a cardamom and on my skin, as I always say, and it's so true, I run a warm temperature on my body and it warms up this vanilla to be the most gorgeous scent that I have in my collection. You guys know my love for it. I will link the video I did for Endy above. I did a full video solo just on this fragrance because I love it so much. And the goal is one day, because Endy is an actual location in Turkey, and I think northeastern Turkey, that I would love to be able to get to. And if I can get to that and bring this bottle with me with the picture of some of the backdrops of, unfortunately, the war-torn areas of Turkey, I think it would be a beautiful, oh my God, I want to do that. Traveling and perfume, like I can't separate the two. There's just such a great story behind this fragrance. I encourage you guys to look up the history of Endy as well. It's sad, but beautiful. And this fragrance is my favorite. I would recommend men and women to use this fragrance because it's so good. Anybody can wear this. I love it. Anyone can wear any fragrance, but I love this fragrance for both men and women. I wish that Nelson liked vanillas, but I guess between the two of us, I'm the vanilla person and he's the freshy guy. I guess that's okay. I love that I have this, and I know once I get down to halfway, I'm getting the full 100 ml bottle. This is just a 50 ml, but it's lasted a long time. I really love it, and it is my number one of all my vanillas. All right, you guys, that was everything. Do you guys own any of these vanilla fragrances? And if you do, what's your number one? I would love to know. Also, do you have any that you've decluttered that you don't enjoy of your vanillas as well? Only the bottom 2 that I really don't like at all. Everything else is just because it's just a little less vanilla, and it crept up to be better vanilla and thicker vanilla and beautiful vanilla, spicy vanilla for wintertime, which is where my brain goes to when I think of vanilla. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.